What you all just saw me do was something that can be done very easily, and that is make your own compost tea or liquid fertilizer. All right. Now, you can also fertilize your garden by doing a chop and drop with native species that give off nitrogen and potassium, etc. The NPK uh, uh, information that you always see on your back of your vegetable fertilizer, all-purpose fertilizer, garden tone, citrus and fruit tree fertilizer. There's a lot of different things you can do. And one of the things is having a liquid fertilizer. Now, many of you may be wondering, how can I do that? Well, you just saw me basically take some mustard greens, added to the bucket, as well as a free resource, and that is weeds of any kind. And basically, you can just use those two ingredients, let it steep for several days in that container, and feed your garden that way. Or you can add earthworm castings, your broken down compost, and let it steep. Okay, and this is the only reason why, y'all, I'm telling you this, because if you don't have any fish fertilizer, or you can't get any because of things that's going on in the world, you can find you some free resources and add it as a liquid feed and feed your garden. You can also take other vegetable scraps and do the same thing. It's almost like you're making a vegetable stock, getting your Ameripro, like such as carrots, celery, onions, and nowadays they use all different types of stuff. Even they do the Trinity, using bell pepper, onion, and celery and whatnot. But that's for another time when I'm cooking and doing the demonstration. However, one of the things that you also can do is use as a cover crop and fertilize your garden and feed your garden is use cover crop. And this is buckwheat, but this is an old jar here that I'm reusing. But one of the things that's very important is finding free resources. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Let me show you where you can find free resource. And that is grass. You can take some grass, any type of weed that you don't recognize, okay, that you may think that is a weed, you can take that. And you can even take some leaves and broken down compost, okay, what is officially broken down or unbroken down, and watch this. You can make your own compost tea. Let it steep in this container. Okay, fill it up if you want to, as much as you want. Fill it up and let it just steep for several weeks or days, whatever is your choice, and allow it to decompose and then strain it. Or if you don't have a strainer, I could tell you something else you can do. If you did not want to do it the way I just did it, you can get you a tea bag or a cheesecloth, okay, from your online source or store, and put all your ingredients that you want to use to make a compost tea or a fertilizer of choice, and basically put every ingredient that you need and allow it to steep. And you can get you like one of those air bubblers, filters, thingamajigs, and use it and allow it to get all those microbes going. And what you do is to feed those microbes, you want to get you some molasses and stir that in, and it will constantly feed the microbes and give them an energy and a boost and make your garden look magnificent. So that is another way you can use a great fertilizer and a free fertilizer of choice. And what I mean by free, because if you got weeds, if you have resources from your garden that you already grew from seed or plant starts, you can make your own compost tea or fertilizer and see great results in your garden. So this is a great and easy, cheap way to feed your garden on the cheap when you don't have your liquid fertilizer. I'm NJCali. Peace.